Velingana.
Anomkhubulwane.
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 Lefats.
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 Amhlab.
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 Agep.
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 Bayethe kuwe Gep.
Bayethe kuwe Gep.
Wena uvela iyunu.
Wena uvela iyunu.
Bayethe Gep.
Bayethe Gep.
Nkosi yamadlozi.
Nkosi yamadlozi.
Uyinkosi yomhlaba wonke.
Uyinkosi yomhlaba wonke.
Unamandla dlozi.
Unamandla dlozi.
Buka njengawo wonke amathongo.
Buka njengawo wonke amathongo.
Uyisithunzi samadlozi.
Uyisithunzi samadlozi.
Ubakhulisile.
Ubakhulisile.
Wabaphilisa ekufikeni kwabo.
Wabaphilisa ekufikeni kwabo.
Iso lakho lisekhanda.
Iso lakho lisekhanda.
Njengomlingokazi Urhekawu.
Njengomlingokazi Urhekawu.
Waseningizimu.
Waseningizimu.
Iso lakho lisekhanda.
Iso lakho lisekhanda.
Njengomlingokazi Urhekawu.
Njengomlingokazi Urhekawu.
Wasenyakatho.
Wasenyakatho.
Wonke amadlozi ayakuhlonipha.
Wonke amadlozi ayakuhlonipha.
Abeka iminikelo ngaphambi kwakho.
Abeka iminikelo ngaphambi kwakho.
Amhlab.
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 Lefats.
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 Agep.
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 Siyakhuleka kuwe Gep.
Siyakhuleka kuwe Gep.
Nkosi yomhlaba.
Nkosi yomhlaba.
Wena wavela ngaphambi kwawo wonke amadlozi.
Wena wavela ngaphambi kwawo wonke amadlozi.
Amakhosi akho ahlala esihlalweni sobukhosi.
Amakhosi akho ahlala esihlalweni sobukhosi.
Emazweni amabili.
Emazweni amabili.
Ngiyavusela kuwe phambi kwetshekazi iBhenbheni.
Ngiyavusela kuwe phambi kwetshekazi iBhenbheni.
Laseyunu.
Laseyunu.
Lapho ubusa khona.
Lapho ubusa khona.
Njengobaba wakho konke okuphilayo.
Njengobaba wakho konke okuphilayo.
Ngiyavusela kuwe dlozi elikhulu.
Ngiyavusela kuwe dlozi elikhulu.
Eliyisibonelo kukho konke okuphilayo.
Eliyisibonelo kukho konke okuphilayo.
Wena wondla konke okuphilayo.
Wena wondla konke okuphilayo.
Wena uvumela amadlozi.
Wena uvumela amadlozi.
Ukuba adle isidlo sakho.
Ukuba adle isidlo sakho.
Aphinde ehlise ngesiphuzo sakho.
Aphinde ehlise ngesiphuzo sakho.
Umzimba kaGep umhlaba.
Umzimba kaGep umhlaba.
Uhlangana nesibhakabhaka sezinkanyezi.
Uhlangana nesibhakabhaka sezinkanyezi.
Uzala amakhosi namakhosikazi.
Uzala amakhosi namakhosikazi.
Abaphatha izinduku zobukhosi.
Abaphatha izinduku zobukhosi.
Iheka nenekeka.
Iheka nenekeka.
Bathwale nezixoxo zobukhosi.
Bathwale nezixoxo zobukhosi.
Labo abalalela balandele.
Labo abalalela balandele.
Izwi likababa wabo ngesikhathi sabo.
Izwi likababa wabo ngesikhathi sabo.
Lefats.
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 Agep.
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 Amhlab.
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 Yena oza ngokuthula.
Yena oza ngokuthula.
Wamisa isihlalo sobukhosi.
Wamisa isihlalo sobukhosi.
Wenzela amadlozi umphahlo.
Wenzela amadlozi umphahlo.
Ukuvela kwakhe kudala itswayi.
Ukuvela kwakhe kudala itswayi.
Nempepho.
Nempepho.
Uyena uletha iminikelo.
Uyena uletha iminikelo.
Izibulo lakhe inkosi yobuhlaza.
Izibulo lakhe inkosi yobuhlaza.
Enobuchwepheshe ngezemilingo.
Enobuchwepheshe ngezemilingo.
Wena mlimi wamasimu.
Wena mlimi wamasimu.
Wena ukhuphula wasamvuseleni.
Wena ukhuphula wasamvuseleni.
Wena mlingani wenkomokazi yezulu.
Wena mlingani wenkomokazi yezulu.
Baba wamadlozi aseyunu.
Baba wamadlozi aseyunu.
wena mbazi wezinduku zobukhosi,
wena mbazi wezinduku zobukhosi,
wena mqaphi wegumbi lesihlalo sobukhosi,
wena mqaphi wegumbi lesihlalo sobukhosi,
mdali wezihlahla ezingcwele,
mdali wezihlahla ezingcwele,
zebhalsami,
zebhalsami,
ubeke unyawo lakhe ekhanda lesitha,
ubeke unyawo lakhe ekhanda lesitha,
unikeza imvume yokubusa,
unikeza imvume yokubusa
enkosini yaseAmentete,
enkosini yaseAmentete,
uvela ezweni likakhulukhulwane,
uvela ezweni likakhulukhulwane,
nasemfuleni welangabi,
nasemfuleni welangabi,
amhlaba,
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 alifat,
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 ageb,
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 amthethokazi,
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 ama-at,
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 amlomokazi,
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 Jehud,
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 Ashur,
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 Tefnun,
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 Anut,
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 Ageb,
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 Aasa,
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 Aoset,
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 Aset,
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 Aneptet,
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 Aanbu,
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 Sechmet,
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 Amsha,
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 Alifat,
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 Heteru,
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 Heru,
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 Heru.
Away. We give you a very warm welcome. The rails here is Godeni and visitors. Please do feel welcome and feel comfortable. This is your home. And the people watching from home, we acknowledge you and we appreciate your support. And thank you very much for your presence. We gather here every Sunday at 897 Piela Street, Orlando East, Escondeni, ka 11:30 for Umpahlo at 12 o'clock. We also get here to listen to the lectures Kulu and to unlearn what we have been taught by the Western people. We are currently in the season of Geb. So the things that align us with the season of Geb, Inyanga Kwedi is February, Ije Litlapa stone is amber, Mbala color is brown, Intimbi TP metal is bronze, Impepo is patchouli, Amaka is olive, Isihlahla Sitari tree is pesi, Izilwane dipholoholo animals is goose, hope, duck, mongoose and lizard. This is the African Royal Calendar, the book Umkulu reads from when he does Umpahlo. Please do get yourself a copy only for 200 rands. To find and follow us on our social media platforms, you can go on Instagram and Twitter at GEK_movement, on Facebook at GEK Movement, and the private Facebook group is Bona Bakulu Basekemu, on YouTube at Great Empire of Kemet. Please do like, share, comment, subscribe, and ask questions, and please don't skip ads. We also have the Kemet chat. You can download it by going on the website at www.gekmovement.org. We are also available on Apple and Spotify podcast at Great Empire of Kemet. At our markets today, we have the Truth Seekers, brought to you by Ukesha Thabo from the Kingdom of Jehuti. So they have the ankhs, rings, earrings, and necklaces. So the ankh can be used as a mirror to the other side and can serve as a channel of communication to the divine. We also have ankhs and things brought to you by Undlovukazi Nkethwa from the Kingdom of Asa. So we also have Booksmen, The Search, Find, Deliver. This is one of their books, Zulu Shaman by the great Busama Zulu Credo Mutwa. Yeah, brought to you by Undlovukazi Nkethwa from the Kingdom of Geb. Get yourself a sweet read to keep you entertained during your lunch break. We also have the homemade biscuits brought to you by Ukehla Thokozani from the Kingdom of Sahmed. We also have the sweet fennel. This is also used as medicine, brought to you by Ukehla Iselani from the Kingdom of Set. On Wednesdays, we give platform to Black-owned businesses to market their products for free. For that, you email your business profile to gekmovement.org. And every Wednesday, we also discuss topics on the African Royal Calendar on Twitter Spaces. If you do come across the post, please do retweet for awareness. We are also having a Kemet University of Truth. It will be launching soon. For more information, you can go on the socials. On our website, for those of us who want to donate with, to help with programs for Black unity and the Black economy, or just to say thank you for to Mkulu for the great work he's doing, or to the movement, please do click on the link. We would appreciate donations in all forms, even your talents. And then most golden Kamba. Also for people who want to donate, in order for us to have lunch every Sunday, most golden Likambalina Komsamo. But then we have started with the fasting for the event Halango Bakeville, Isililo Sega Nomkubulane. So today we are starting with the fasting, so we are not eating any meat. Please do add fruits and vegetables to your cooking roaster. Yeah, no meat from now on until the trip Yago Bakeville. The topic for today is the importance of renaming Africa. The importance of renaming Africa. And then yesterday we had a market for Orlando West for 7261 Vilagazi Street. The organizers would like to thank all of the vendors that showed up and displayed their beautiful products. All the people who came to support the market, including the people who were sharing pictures and videos about the market before, during, and after the market. The organizers would also like to thank Umam Gomezulu from the Kingdom of Nut. The organizers would like to thank Umam Gomezulu for hosting us at Noah's Ark at Vilagazi Street. And lastly, a big thank you to Umkulun Zingiza from the Kingdom of Sekhmet. A big thank you to Umkulun Zingiza for teaching us about consciousness and Black unity. Alifat. I'm representing Kingdom of Gap. Gap. I'm Slab. Royals, greetings. I'm here to announce that our ceremony for Isililo is finally here. Thokozani. And it's very crucial if all Kwabantu will do our payments, especially those that want to join us, and for the payments that I'm receiving. And since Hamba next week is in London, our last payment day is over Friday. Extend because obviously whether you like it or not, back on Alaba at the last hour. So Friday, 12 o'clock, we are closing Bagwantu so that Sikonugu arranger, and so that also we know how many people are Hamba, and also to prepare for grocery. You see, this time is not on our side, and payments will be made to the account number Lapaya Nagu poster. The account number is 6293990962. Nizwe Pinda Futi is 62693990262. So we appreciate if you can do your payments on that account, and also your reference number will indicate which is for Isililo or Bakeville, because that account number in there are many payments angena guyo. And what else? Let me see. Then okay, I've made my notes because I've been receiving my WhatsApps asking me questions. So I also want to assist someone to beg from YouTube, so that Nabo, if they want to join us, bakunwenza my payments. And okay, and also ningakhohlwa ukuthi
there are two internal contact numbers for Joburg and KZN. And I would really appreciate if you are doing your payments, please indicate which you are from KZN or Lana Eskodlweni, because also a KZN they need to bahlele that site for abantu that will be living from that site. And also this site, ngicela nikhulume nami, nithumelela ama WhatsApp, then I will respond. Then also your POPs in London are very important because we need to know it's not only about e-transport, there is catering involved as well. So we are also requesting Uguti, even if you are using your own transport, your proof of payment so that you will be coming. And normal with your own transport, how many people got that transport for catering purposes? And also, let me see. Then laba bazophumela neSgodlweni is 800. KZN is 600. Those that will be using their own transport is 200. Thokozeni. What else? And also Zindlondlo. Last week ngishilo ukuthi kuzoslaughteriwa imbuzi laphayana. And we are also requesting your contributions because ningakhohlwa ukuthi le mbuzi leyana is amadlozi wethu sonke sihlangene. So it's not yakamkhulu, it's not yala neGK, sivuselela amadlozi wethu. Thokozeni. And also ku payment yembuzi, you're gonna use the very same account number, then reference number yakho uzobala utlangwala embuzi or goat. All right? Okay. Yeah. Then Zindlondlo will be leaving on the 20th. Next week Monday. So ningakhohlwa it will be on a Monday. Ekseni nje after umphahlo we 6 o'clock we are boarding kuma transport sibheka phambili siyahamba. Thokozeni. So ngizawunomkhulana ngithi so nathi siyolila ilanga liyahamba ngiyanizwa ukuthi namalanga la liyashisa ne. So let's draw that energy so that masifika ngale silile kahle so that sikhona ukuthi during winter season sibe namandla ngithi. Thokozeni. What else in London? Oh, Undongazi Oset. So sakashilo ukuthi ifasting seyiqalile. Inyama yayetha ngithi. Oh, i13 kusasa. Oh, yabona ukuthi yeah, ngiqala namhlanje. So seyiqalile ngithi i-fasting Zindlondlo seyiqalile. And it's not only about ukudla. Also lama habits wenu ukubhema, ukuphuza, qansi, yabona mus siyethiseni so that prepare spiritually masifika ngale singene sinamandla. Thokozeni. I just want to make sure all the details zikhona. On another things in London, some of you nenza ama payment and thumelele ku info at GK, but I don't have ama contact numbers. So there is a WhatsApp group that will be communicating ama details. Asifuna ukuthi anyone ashare. So we want all of us to receive on that group so that when information iphuma ama details aphuma lo kawufela belele mo. So I'm requesting if you've made a payment and you are not on our WhatsApp group, please come and see me. On the group. And also for KZN before Mkoshwa, the contact number for KZN, I'm sure Mkulumatiwani. So the number for Mkulumatiwani is 065 976 4388. Thokozeni Zindlondlo. So I think I've covered everything because I'm trying to cover everything. This is our last week. So during this week, preparations and if you want to communicate Nami, my numbers are 063 656 4074, 063 656 4074. My other number is 083 370 0551, 083 370 0551. Thokozeni Zindlondlo.
Uzilele endleleni bazothina abantu. Zilele zinyoka zilele endleleni bazothina abantu. Zilele endleleni bazothina abantu. Ake zinyoka zilele endleleni bazothina abantu.
We're Thokozani. Samukele abantu abasha baqala ukufika esigodlweni. Sithi kusekhaya. Kula sikhona ukuphefumula without censorship. Sikhuluma iqiniso the way lingakhona. Namhlanje sikhuluma ngecontinent yethu. The importance of renaming the continent. Igama yini. Igama invokes certain emotions, and the igama invokes and ignites, the spark within you. So manje igama lisemqoka. We can't, call ourselves on the basis of what is associated with the colonization of our people. So therefore, Africa, what we know ukuthi Africa yonke beyibuswa amakhosi, kingdom ruled the continent all over, and there was no singular name, that was given. We respected different kingdoms from all over the continent until the kingdoms themselves, they formed what is called the Great Empire of Kemet. Right from here in the south, all over, we can actually call umhlaba wethu, because umhlaba wethu umhlaba wonke. It's not only the continent, because we occupied the whole world. So there's a debate about the word Africa. A lot of people, but it was named after the Roman general Africanus. this is what we hear, which is not true. Africa is named after the Afri or the Afra people that were there in Northern Africa. Remember, Guti, Northern Africa is no longer representing us. It represents the colonizers who are the Arabs. So therefore, whatever history that links us to our former glory, they will try and rub off that history. Al-Kebulan, that's another name. It's not the name that we came up with. Igama lama Arab. Even Maulisho Al-Kebulan, Lishupti, is the Arabs who called Africa with that name. Then comes to Azania, the name that we so love as black people. Angazi ukuthi labantu balithola phi legama ke Azania. Even when we are in the struggle, we are fighting to rename South Africa as Azania. It's wrong, okay? The oldest name that we know Africans identified themselves with, which is over 35,000 years old, it's Kemet. That is, scientifically proven. There is no other name that is older except during the time of the Anunnakis, when they named this continent Abtu, which signifies blackness again. So when you talk about the Anunnaki, you are talking about Abo Enki, Abo Enlil, the people who were there, who landed here, the normal people from a Sirius B. This is what Ubab Credo taught us. Uguti Labantu Laba, they landed here. And the Labantu who created Abantu from Batitina were test tube babies. Sa creator ama the normal people. When they landed here, they found a species. Then they infused their DNA in that species. You can read, books by Uzakaria Sitkin. All that information is contained there. But now the second oldest is Kemet. Yingako, we need to rename the whole continent Kemet. Because of the word Africa is associated with our slavery. So therefore it will always invoke that negative frequency within us. So therefore the neutral and the oldest word is Kemet. What does Kemet give you? It gives you everything. Kemet gives you civilization. You cannot name a continent based on something that doesn't invoke the necessary frequency that makes you proud of your continent. Because igama, it's everything. It's a vibrational frequency. When I say Kemet, already langa pagatigim, I think of Imhotep. I think about the pyramids. I think about the first watch. I think about astronomy. I think about astrology. I think about everything. It's associated to that name. So that is the name of Mele Ime. I know there will be a lot of people and challenging this. Tina asibo abantu bomkosi. Everything we say here, it has proof. Only if Auvilapi to make your own research. Because don't just take everything that we say. You must go and make an independent research yourself. So that you are convinced. Noma sawuhlangana nabantu beza nombhedo we-alkebulano azania awuba correct ukuthi how old is that name Azania? How old is that name? Huh? How old is the name Alkebulan? It's recent. You know, all of these are recent. But if you go to what is called the Emerald Tablets, a book that was written by Enki, the scientist whom I hear created us. So that, you know, sibe nalento abanayo, the normal people. Lento isiloko siposta ngayo ukuthi thina we are spiritual people. Isuka lapho. They gave us the ability for us to be able to levitate. They gave us the formulas on how to call somebody as a Cape Town. Huh? Akuzwe. Umuzwe nawe. Yingakho ngithi we need to revive that ancient science. Asukthakala. Umlungu uthe ukuthakala. Umlungu even Ben beyetshisa athi you are a witch when you are practicing in knowledge of your ancestors. When you understand the laws that govern the universe, you know very well where are the vortexes in your own place. Do you understand? And when we talk about vortexes, we are talking about Malay lines where the electromagnetic field moves all the time. Yingakho sithi thina, we've got to be much better than our ancestors. Our ancestors, they gave us some pyramids. Ngathi, you need to investigate how do we build la emoyeni. It's possible. Oh no, mkhulu, it will never be possible. Kanjani? Because Kokobetu, they understood. That is why Professor Oyibo came with what is called the Gagat, where he gave us a mathematical and a scientific explanation ukuthi all the four forces, where do they collapse into? So with all that knowledge and information, there's nothing impossible. Because you understand ukuthi ilitshe or idwala, you know, ear vibrator. So if you understand frequency electron, you can make it stable. Emoyeni. By putting it at a strategic place where you know ukuthi kuhlangana le mimoya. Think outside the box. Umlungu kufaka amawuhlaba. Okhokho bethu were free. They were free thinkers. That is why they were able to do whatever they did before. And the thina sine proof. Everything we talk about is a proof. When we talk about ukuthi, civilization started here, not only on the continent, right here in South Africa. Umuntu omnyama uzothi amkhulu uyagula. Why? Because you have been colonized for too long. For you, namanje, you no longer believe in yourself. You think ukuthi umuntu omnyama, umlungu uthe, you are from a dark continent. Etuyastuga. Kanti doesn't realize ukuthi that is where the light comes from. From darkness. Where do the colors of the rainbow, you know, emerge from? They emerge from darkness. So we need to turn all that negativity and we need to focus on learning everything that has to do with darkness, because that is the real beginning of things. Everything that you see that has manifested is just an effect, but the causal plane, it is the darkness. That is why they are studying you. Every year, kunama professors that are studying you, mntomnyama. Because when you study carbon, you are studying something that is so much in my body. You're studying me. Yingakho all the great teachers, they will tell you ukuthi you are gods. Ngoba uvela esibelethweni sendlovukazi, andlovukazi. Isibeletho sendlovukazi yase-Afrika. Huh? And nowhere else. There's no other place where they trace the origins of the black people. So it means you are the first scientist. Mtomnyama. Nobody can teach you anything when uwe okumele uthabate okwakho. And uyeke stop being a follower. We are following izinto ezikusa emgodini. Yini lesilandelayo in this day and age? Silandela imali. That's all we labor for. Vuke ekuseni nje wena, all you think about is money. And ukuthi uzoyithola kanjani. So that is not life. Life is more than that. Mele uvuke ekuseni being inspired ukuthi isambulelo sehlile. Ukuthi limestone. Why did our forefathers use limestone as one of the best conductors of electricity? You explore that and say, okay, fine, I can see the solar panels, but mina okokoba, they trapped ilanga inside the pyramid using all these materials, the limestone, the granite, all the materials that are good conductors. Then to top it all, on top, by Bizaguti pyramidion, it was gold. Gold is the best conductor of electricity. So it's all about electricity and nothing else. Oh, Coco, they created, somebody was explaining, just explaining the whole complex Yalape Giza. A comparer with a motherboard of a computer. You see similarities in terms of the structure of the complex of Giza with what you see on a motherboard in a computer. The zeros and ones. Zibuya, the Dogon people. Who are the Dogon people? Are a group of astronomers from Ekemit who left Kemet because of evilness to come and colonize us. That is why city in northern Kemet was built by all of us on the continent. All of us went there. A similar situation is manifesting in Johannesburg and South Africa today. All Africans are here. It was exactly the same in Kemet. All Africa, it means all the brains and the minds of the continent assembled in one place. This is where civilization, Yom Shaba was refined, but it started here. That is why now, when the return happens, it can't go back to northern Kemet. But the real energy is here on the south. And the south is holding the key for liberation of all black people in the world. If Tina here in the south are not aligning nalo moya okona, umoya that is going to give us the ability to rule the world again. Amsangani, we ruled the world before. All over the world. Lento mesikuluma about the Moors. And then not only the Moors, they've actually changed your perception about the Moors. Because of the name, so associated nama Arab. Automatically. It was black people, just like you and I, who went to civilized. The uncivilized people who were living in caves. Bebelala neyilwane endlini man. Umuntu omnyama wafika wathi that is very unhealthy. He created ilenduza bayibizani drainage system for them. Wabafundisa ukuthi before ulala you must pass. Bebenuka. That's the truth. Namhlanje bazokutshela how dirty you are as an African person. Kepha wena woba khiphe ehlathini. Behlushwa yindwala. What you hoy? Inkinga yenu nayo. Nilala nezilwane endlini. Khipha lezilwane. Nizakhele lapha indawo yazo. You did that to these people who are calling you dirty today. Yes, amalokishe ethu are dirty. Why? Because our minds are dirty. We are in a concentration camp. You can never think straight and normal living under these conditions. And then never blame yourself the way you react on a corner, because it was a plan, man, by the colonizer for me to destroy these people. Out in Bafage, in a confined space where there's no freedom. Umakelwane ubiza uJesu ebusuku. And mina ngumuntu wethoba. Worse sokunama Muslims la. Uyizwa lento irasa ekuseni nje. Ha? Bashaya lo alawabo we-fake. Bazoconverta nini. So that you lose again your status of being gods. Because maybe lokho bakbombada and they promise a why do black people go to these institutions? Because of imali. And when you go to these temples and mosques, umdomnyama is treated like a dog. You don't eat with them. Abantu abamnyama are grouped to go and eat separately somewhere. So, when we talk about the true renaissance of the continent, it must start with the name. Mawubiza the name Kemet. Legama leli liyabatatazelisa. Other people there, labelongo are busy asking themselves. And the people who are even more angry, yila ma-Arab are colonizing indawo yethu le north. Oh, we are talking about the Sphinx. We are talking about the pyramids. We are talking about the obelisk. You are now demonstrating the knowledge that your ancestors had. You are no longer a slave. Therefore, we enemy Google. And amalanga abo are numbered. Because the revolution is going to start here in the south and move over to the north. Bazosizwa. Bazosizwa siza. Bazozwa iziqi. Zomuntu omnyama ukuthi uyasondela manje. It's about time. It's about time that we take our position as parents of humanity. And we lose completely that inferiority complex that was put by force inside our heads. when they were mobilizing and forcing people into Christianity. Where's the holiness in that? When you have the whole army, the Pope once, gave a decree and said, go and enslave everybody that is not a Christian. Then and what they did, they came to the continent. Christianity was never introduced, not only Christianity, all foreign religions of the continent. There's blood dripping. Hey, from, the introductions are less into lazy. So then you tell me, where's the holiness? If for you to be able to establish yourself as a superior religion, you have to maim people. And those people that oppose you, Ubabega in the cross. It wasn't a symbol of their religion. It was a symbol of putting fear in you. So that whoever opposes the Pope ends up in that cross. So many people were killed on that cross. Now we hold that cross so sacred. Uthola abantu abadala on the continent. Kissing this thing, a carving of this thing. Badala balabandu, they're old. Uzbuza kuti, what a curse. How do you go as a president and be kneeling and be kissing the feet of an image of a fake Jesus? How do you do that? To pelele like can. You can't do that. So it is about time for us, because what we are doing here at GK, we are preparing a future. When do we prepare for the future? Now. You don't prepare when it's here. You prepare for the future now. So that we clean. It's all about the mindset. And nothing else. Clean your mindset. You will never be a slave again. You will always be a hero, not a hero. A hero. So that we are able to leave a good foundation for those that are coming, after us. These kids that are there, these are leaders of the future. You will never enslave those kids again. When you come with your colonial nonsense, they will just laugh at you. And I believe in schools, these kids are a problem. Because the teacher is telling them that. Then the child says no. It's not like that. Then they give the facts. Then the teacher is angry. Why is this child challenging me? They are not challenging you because you have been fashioned by Western philosophy. This kid is a master in African philosophy. Therefore, he's your master. Hey, I remember the fellow went to tell them about the calendar at school. The teacher was very angry. Angry at the fact that she is being taught by a 9-year-old that the calendar we are using, it's misalignment. The teacher was very angry. And Lucasilo stood firm. Yes, I'm true. That is true. Hey, look at when we started the new year. Look at when we started, the new year. On the, in the northern, side of things. We started in January. Foolishness. How do you start the new year when everything is matured? What does New Year mean? New Year means a new cycle on the southern hemisphere. Huh? Manje ke uyabona ukuthi this knowledge, the knowledge of the future. Abantwana bethu, let us teach them this knowledge, because this is what will make people are going to pay a lot of money to listen to these children in the near future.
Yes.
And it's not far. It's very near. The system is collapsing. We are the only people who are going to save ourselves. Hey, when the system collapses, we'll be there and be directing people not to ourselves but back to nature. Just connect back to nature. Then you are sorted. You will never find a crime. There won't be crime in the new Kemet. There won't be crime. We will go back to those days whereby you can sleep with a room full of gold and nobody will touch it. Because we are self-policing. We are bounded by human act, the supreme law. I don't have to be there to tell you that what you are doing is wrong. Uma Atu will speak inside you and say, So, no, balance. Nobody will violate. And all of us will be busy with our own talents, our own purpose. I don't have time for you. I'm busy constructing my own future. Why? Because all of us have this thing we call self-knowledge. What is above resonates exactly with what is below. It means to the star that is controlling me, I give that star a full expression. On a daily basis, I'm Robi. Only on weekend. Because if you do that, you are messing yourself. This spirit, this soul, needs full expression on a daily basis. If umbazi wena, be the best umbazi. Let your talent, your purpose, be the light amongst all of us. It's not for you to be selfish. More than anybody. Therefore, I sebenzi kanjalo leyo. Italent lako, you must volunteer so that it shines amongst all the people. In that way, because through your talent, you are igniting the fire amongst all the people who are still asleep. So you must never brag and be proud. Ukuthi, I'm the only one who can do this. Into esemqoka ukuthi yonke into mele iphilise omunye umuntu. Ingaphilisi wena, because that is the mentality of the past. Ukuthi, as long as I have the generational curse, which is self-preservation, as long as I have, to hell with everybody else. That is not an African, philosophy. That is not an African mindset. It means ukuthi conscience here to say ayivusa. There are people who have destroyed their conscience. And a person without a conscience is dead. Dead person walking. I'll say a conscience when. Huh? It means nothing for you to be given $1 billion to go and fix a road somewhere. Ushaye yonke. You are dead. You are dead because the billion that you've squandered yourself is supposed to service a lot of people. What are the people who are supposed to be crossing that bridge every time? But you are ingwe. Every time abantwana mebe esikolweni, they walk through a river. Why not? Because of your selfishness, you've squandered that money. What happens to umoya walabantwana when they cross that? Are they not cursing? They are cursing you. Whatever they're experiencing at the time, they're cursing you. So never, never, never think, Uguti, you can do all those things and just be happy. We know they do have the billions, but they are unhappy, man. You see it in their eyes. Abasena buntu. Umuntu uyafika la ngeBentley. Huh? Uzovisita i-cousin yakhe. Who's staying in a shack? Akuna ne conscience ukuthi I cannot allow my own blood to live in this squalor. The more that happens, the more you feel better about yourself. They are nothing. They must all be bowing down to me. That's evilness, man. It gives you no joy, that thing. Even if we are wena, because you have killed the conscience within you, but it is still evilness. And there is what is called karma. What you give out, it's what you will receive. The vibrational frequency that you give out, this is what will attract back to you. In that bend. Why? Because awenzanga ubuntu. This whole world and universe is built on the basis of Ubuntu. Love is the second highest vibrational frequency. Anything you do out of love, it brings you more benefits. You sacrifice your own 10 rands that you are left with. You sing somebody who is struggling there. You give them that 10 rand. You tell yourself, no, I will see. But this one needs it more. That is how we are making or attracting blessings for ourselves. It's the other way around. The very little things that we take for granted, not doing the gestures we are not doing, are responsible for stagnance in our lives. Umalumani ungloyile. Next door has done this to me. That's why I'm not progressing. But we are forgetting the little gestures that you do on a daily basis. It's either they open up the universe for you. Remember, when you vibrate at a very high frequency, there are possibility when you will never starve. Why? Because you always meet corresponding frequencies that will be drawn towards you. You become a magnet. You become a magnet. You know, in a literal sense. Tina sikhulumi ngento uzwa bethi. Ama-magics we experience on a daily basis. I explained the other day, ukuthi, for E29 zikaLentuza zika September, when we are doing the Unity concert, kukhona abantu engifisa ukuthi babe khona. Abomfundishi, abokabakamene, abo Theophilo Benga. Luababa Lo is old, and he's the only remaining teacher who was working like this, no Shekhanta Diop. So we can't lose that father. We've got to find an opportunity and bring him here. Nisai Abang, they called me, asking for an interview. Nifonola, who calls me is the same, is one person who's linked to all of them. And he's calling me for an interview, how to engage between Americans and us here, the movement here. There's no logic there. My thoughts. Why? Because I am perpetually, intentionally vibrating very high. No more figure I am intentional and I maintain the high vibrational frequency. And the umoya always responds positively. Ayikho into sizohlupheka ngayo. As long as we all as a collective maintain that high vibrational frequency. Kill the idea that you are a slave. Kill the idea that you're umnyama and you have not contributed anything in the development of civilization. Tell yourself you are the bring out civilization in the world. It was Imhotep. Imhotep runs in my veins. Imhotep never died. Always reincarnates into different forms. Sibona ngezenzo zomuntu. How? He's managed to do this. Huh? I-challenge kini futhi. Abo Imhotep, they've reincarnated amongst us. You need to find a solution for the load shedding. The electricity you need is there in the ionosphere. Free electricity. All you have to do, develop an instrument that will connect you there so that you are able to distribute electricity for free. And we are not starting from zero. Your ancestors here, when they constructed that complex, the first Giza complex is here in Mpumalanga. Go and study that complex. You will get the technology for you to do exactly the same thing. But because this has been the norm these days. Any creative inventor from the black nation, they kill. The guy who managed to develop, and this guy is another example, who developed a system or a gadget that is able to transmute the radio frequencies into electricity. Manje ningahlulwa yini? Your radio frequency is there. It's free. All you have to do is a gadget. It's there. Remember, when you talk about these frequencies, we are talking about electricity. So it's possible. Just vusa umoya wako. Ignite that fire within you. That is why GK exists. To ignite that fire within you. So that sibuyele to that state of being creators. Huh? And you can't block me. You can't ban my books and think it's finished with me. Because it's Sambulelo on a daily basis. Divine inspiration comes down on a daily basis. What I wrote on the book, I can still access without the book. So for you to come on the continent and ban all our libraries and think it is finished with black people, it's in our DNA. You've gone wrong. It's in our DNA. It will never be erased. And another thing is that when you've heard the truth, you can't erase it from yourself. Instead, it will bring strife within. There will be a commotion within you. Lento sibiza cognitive dissonance. Uyayizwa lento. Okokuqala, ushawa ukuthi it tackles my foundation. It should tackle your foundation because your foundation is wrong. It's based on a foreign and a colonial concept. You need to destroy all these colonial things so that you are able to be normal again. How can they bring out civilization in the world be stuck like this? How is it possible? It can't be possible. And the only way to heal it is to replace it with the truth. Don't be a hybrid. uJesu uzobona ukuthi ngisavana naye naba ngapha besigubhu hayi ngihamba nabo. You can't do that. Kuthiwa inkunzi embila ihlala sibayeni sodwa. You need to choose. You can't be a fence sitter. For you to be able to be a God again. Gods are never fence sitters. And the gods are not cowards. They know there's no death. So you can't threaten me with death because I don't die. I don't die, I renew myself all the time. And the more ngibulala ngibuya ngibe iphela la kuwe. Ngizokubela saluza uhlanye. If ungahlanye ufe. I believe in balance, I believe in my art. What you did to me when I was still alive, I will come back and haunt you in my spiritual existence. Because I have to balance the scale. I have to balance the scale. Otherwise, I'll be condoning injustice. Mele ukulande. So, ngibonga nje umoya ukuthi yazi kunzima kunjani. Kepha we are moving forward. We are moving forward. And the into senza ukuthi si succeed. We are not in any competition. We are not competing with anybody. And we are not about numbers. Well, now we will then be paying. I'm celebrities la fake la. Ukuthi I know when I promote it. Tina asifuni nukungene noma ubani la. When you come here, you must demonstrate ukuthi unesabelo. Salento le. Siyazi ukuthi yidlanzana leli esizohamba nalo to liberate the whole continent. You don't need an army of 1 million people for you to liberate Africa. No! 10, 20 people, as long as the vibrational frequency above is high, will liberate this continent. MON is not about numbers, but it's all about vibrational frequencies. If we hit the right note, Okokobetu lifted huge blocks of stone by hitting the right note. We are moving towards that. There is a notice Shaya one day. Uzo indlebe zabelungu ziqhuma. A silent weapon. See 10. We don't need even more than that. 10 people. Sibambele shale note. Also poo. I can't live here anymore. Because into sifunayo vele. Abahambe man. Bayeke, they must leave our continent. We will develop it ourselves. Baloko basikhohlisa and they're selling us an illusion. I know the investor, you need the investor from America to come and invest. Invest what? How long have they been here, Labantu Laba? What have we experienced? It's not investment. I told you about investment. I was in the stock market. Investment come in today. Tomorrow it's gone. Because these people are profit, the after profits, when they see an opening, Uguti now Ramaphosa is about to take over. The Zuma era is gone. Let me invest in that. When the market stabilizes, immediately they are out. So don't fool yourself with such illusions. We are going to develop this continent ourselves because we have the wealth. Not only underground, but the wealth amongst ourselves. The only stumbling block, these sellouts who are still selling us, even today. And they're selling us with so much high arrogance. They're so arrogant towards us. Bas use a man 24 years. What will change? If I am not solo lenduza, we shut down 820. National shutdown. National shutdown because of now Ramaphosa hambe electricity boy. Man, you're still hitting the wrong note. The right note is to destroy the system. Hey, make a march or a shutdown to say we no longer want the Republic of South Africa. Then we will hear you. With the issues that are still pacifying us as if something is happening. National shutdown, but after the shutdown on the 21st, we are back in Parliament. The very same Parliament that is responsible for our condition today. Where's the logic there? So please, let's not be fooled by politics. Politics has no solution for an African person. Politics and religion, you can never get a solution from those people because all of them, bashawe ikhubalo lika Queen. And then salvuma ukuthi ikhubalo lika Queen linamandla. Lisabaphethe nanamhlanje. Wonke umuntu still akasekho lo muntu. Akasekho. But all of us sifuna manje kuya kuphi kule barre yakhe intwana yakhe. We are all fighting. Mega invite one on the continent. The rest are jealous. Why didn't he invite me? You are voluntarily taking yourself to be colonized, perpetuating the colonization of your people. By your colonization yourself, ufunani lapha eBritain. Because what we are expecting from politicians is for them to stand up and say, there is a law in South Africa that gives the Queen the right to own South Africa. Is there that law? That is why there is a Queen's Chamber there in Parliament. Is there? Simon, the time is when it burned. You know that fire just exposed all the rot that is happening there. Even the Mason Temple was burned. That's why they are rebuilding it. It's Oshafud. You will rebuild it more than 100 times. It will always burn because Umoya, the divine spirit, is no longer with the mess they are doing in Parliament. If they can all unite, all these black people who are there, and say enough is enough, we cannot continue perpetuating slavery under democracy, in democracy. That's another word that they are using to make you fools. You're about to finish your studies. already you are quoting Marxism. I'm a Marxist. Quote Lenin. Quote the nonsense. I mean, I want to be a Minister of Foreign Affairs in a new South Africa. What's new about South Africa? Huh? In Cape Town, in Pretoria, Bible that? No, that evil building. Kunini la? Kushinjeni after 94. You would think Uguti they will have a sense to move their ruling house into a new neutral space. They go and rule us from the very same house that the colonizer was planning our death. What's wrong with our people? What's wrong with our people? Then you think that this continent will advance. It will never advance, this continent, as long as we are still led by these sellouts. Not only sellouts, but people who are ignorant of themselves. Because if you are not ignorant, you will do the right thing. You will know what iskati somlungu is over. It's time for you and do more. Yeah. You don't even are aware of signs or more. Yeah. The spiritual signs that are indicative of the times. You don't care about that. All you care about when umlungu is taking care of you. Umlungu once in a while you let him $1 suitcase. Angena illegal. Umoya bese kuyakuthi. Ngeke. Ngeke. Vele angena kanjani amadola. When they are not yet declared. Bahamba bayothola impintshi yase Saudi lebe ukuphi. Izothatha blame for God. I know I declared. Isaac says no, there's no declaration there. How does that happen? If we are a true leader of African people. Njengenkosi mina ngiyazi inkosi that is bribed easily. That's not a leader. A leader doesn't accept bribes. It's only a sellout who's happy being bribed while sacrificing their own people. What is money? Huh? They give you $1 billion, you die the next day. We are not taking that $1 billion with you in the grave. So why are you selling? Huh? Because that $1 billion will remain with your children and the Nabobak, because everyone wants a bigger share. You can't then live your life selling your own people just to fill your own pockets. Tina wa wealthy people, Afrika la. Bogmele ama billionaires in the world should be here on the continent. No African person is supposed to be in squalor the way we do. We are in this squalor. Why? Because it is deliberate. We are being put here. We have been sacrificed. Mina, I said, just not only the whole continent, just on the southern part of Kemet, everybody can get $1 million. Every South African can get $1 million every year. Based on the resources that we have. It is deliberate, are the only people who are in this condition. And it doesn't bother you as a politician. You always pass Alexander. Huh? Look at the divide. Umlungu that you are protecting is living in luxury. But the people that you say you represent are in squalor. Amakundwana say Alexander. Can really people live there? Can really people live there? During a World Cup, they even tried to hide it by building a high walls so that people who are passing on the freeway don't see the mess. Why are you hiding a mess instead of fixing it? They went there Nabombalula and promised 1 million people to people in Alexander. Nanamhlanje, and how do you do that in that mess? Alexander, abantu angazimele bamove to a farm somewhere. Alexander ibuswe phansi, must be destroyed completely. Iqalwe kabusha. Nobody deserves to live in that condition. Nobody deserves to live in this squalor called townships. Siyaphila khona. Why? Because our anger has been tamed by illusion. Arabs will never allow this perpetuated by an Arab person. They will kill that person the next day. You come with laws that are going to disadvantage them. You will never see the day, ngakusasa. Manje thina sivumela yonke lento le. Instead of ukuthi sitontoye for the real things, we've been channeled, completely confused. And the no problem yaqala during the struggle. When the struggle was changed from the struggle of the land into one man, one vote. That is when we lost the battle. The struggle wasn't about a vote. It was about our land and our wealth, which must come back. It has to come back. That's how they change the narrative. That's how they are still able to perpetuate our own colonization, because they've instilled fear. Uti, why every opening of parliament kwenziwa the gun salute, and then they show us how many guns they have. Just to warn you, you dare rise against me. You dare rise against me. Here's my power. Huh? And then you look at even the way the opening of parliament is done. Colonial way. Huh? What are all these uniforms? Our black brothers are busy there. Kumele sishaya indlamu man. Kumele sivule iparlamenti ngokugida. Sishisa impepho lapha. Hayi yonke le meso izwayo. Because there's no difference. You see, the British Parliament, there's that thing by Bizan Lendo. They code. Ebanjwa ngazi speaker. Then the president follows behind. He let the right beside. Yeah? That stuff. It's the same thing as a Britain. We want to lie South Africa. Then you tell us we are liberated. Tina, we're just a carbon copy of Britain. And the Sierra Luto, we just took everything. Huh? It's like you hate the colonizer so much. But some independence, in brackets, you do exactly what the colonizers did to us. Kanti the first law that was supposed to be passed, actually, right from Yidilaba negotiator code, Codesa. Codesa was never supposed to end without a signature that our land and our economy is back. Oh, no. Everything, let us be lovey-dovey amongst each other. Rainbow nation nonsense. Rainbow Nation yani when I'm disadvantaged, when I'm still living in a concentration camp. You want me to then reconcile with a thief that is still holding on to my assets, and let me live in squalor. There isn't even a conscience. Ukuthi, I took 100 billion from these people. As example, this evilness of Oppenheimer. Huh? Oppenheimer, no roads. How much money they have siphoned from the year. It's in Britain. Who allowed them to go and deposit that money? Trevor Manuel. Now they are pitching themselves as the, big people who are speaking on our behalf. And yet, every time they're selling us out. How do you remove the trillions of rands into Britain? What is going to develop this country? Because all the money, liquidity is no longer there. Without liquidity, there won't be any development. Don't you understand that simple logic? Yingakho nje emele sivale amabhola for whatever, because look, iqiniso ukuthi labantu they are proximity yabo with the colonizer is too close. Ayiko, nothing will stop them to continue from where Trevor Manuel started. They will still open the borders. Abo Pilatine, whatever, Abo Anglo Gold are still taking the money out. Who said I'm a subsidiaries? The head office is in London, is in New York. It means ukuthi my office nje asele nge-staff iningi futhi abodaka babeka ingamla nje one to come and monitor bodaka so that they report to the boss in London and America on a daily basis. A revolution happens here. They are not tainted because their assets are out already. Then we are hoping things are going to be better. Nothing is going to be better. Look at ESCOM. They even told us it's not going to be better. So just separate yourself for more load shedding. Why? Because they've eaten the money with the colonizer. Hey, they've eaten our money, now we have to suffer. If Labantu Banesbindi to chow 500 and something billion, man, it must just disappear. Nobody is accountable. And we must continue paying. Tina Soweto man. Soweto man's pattern. Nine of us did I have. No. Abanda baseva la Soweto Luwela. Then the Vugas Bay Sevens and Abosef Sef Mazibu. They fought the electricity people when they came here to cut us off. They fought with them. Now, Isowat is not paying. And Usere is not going to tell us to pay unless he himself replaces the money that they stole. Then there's balance, there's my eye. You steal the money, you don't give opportunities for people to be able to sustain themselves. Then you come and demand money for water and electricity. Where do they get the money, man? Because you've taken everything from them. It's even worse. Imagine businesses. Imagine for the whole week, you can only do business online because most businesses are online for only 3 hours. What happens to your suppliers? You close shop and you still really want to help you. The last time they gave a lifeboat that was 500 billion. Later disappeared. That was supposed to help emerging businesses. What happened to that money? How many black businesses are finished today? Even 94. I remember we were in a joint venture company. We owned a tire manufacturing company. And what closed our business? It was non-payment from government. If business had to close. When you send receipts lapha government invoices, how baku-ignore? Bafuna ijojo. Hayi no, mengukwenzela uzongama lini. How ndoda? But this is a formal business. I've got your account. I can't give you 10 million without me balancing the books and say ukuthi le mali buyaphi. That's how they killed most black businesses. They still continue even today. How long do they take to pay you? You need the cash flow. You need liquidity in your company on a daily basis because you are still growing. They are insensitive, towards that labantu lab. They don't care. All they want is Georgia. It's true. There's no department in government today where you can get it deal in here. Just umuntu omnyama, I tell you, I feel for you. Please let me support you. You will never get that. Futa tender system are just for public. Anything that is put on tender, no, but it's just for public. You will not get anything because already there's a network that is operating amongst these people. They know exactly the tender meliye kubani. And that won't change. And nakhona melu bhatale. They force you. Once we win bakuhleli la. Faka go account. Ngekulale, you won't sleep. You have to deposit that money. And how then do you account for that money? Hey, they turn black people into criminals. You went there to go and put your tender, but you are being criminalized by government itself. It's turning you into a criminal because the minute they say to you, you are not getting this tender unless you do this and that. Already they've made you a criminal. How many black people have been turned into criminals? Not by white people, by our own people. Our own people. Umkhopolo wa. Ichelazi ukuthi no, mina I'm stuck in this 9-to-5 job. I'm only getting 20,000 a month. This person, when I calculate this tender, this person is going to make 500,000 per month. He then compares my salary and what this guy, and that attitude was never there when it was a white person tendering. It's only when it is a black person this jealousy erupts. I cannot allow him. He's going to suppress me. I know he's my neighbor. I can't give him because he will build his house. His house will be better than mine. Oh man, that's sickness. Ukukula lo. Sikuliswa yiwo la magama la. Esiloko siwabiza on a daily basis. Yiwo la sikulisayo. Monday. Sunday. Namhlanje. This day was hijacked by the Roman Pope. There's no day called Sunday. Huh? Siyazi because thina in our own languages we end on Saturday. Mukibelo. Now they hijack this day and they make it a holiday for them. What is holy about this day? Because this day is supposed to be the first day of the week. Manje baqalisa nini? The second day. So that's why you are twisted. Consciously, you are messed up. Your atoms, your protons are just messed up inside. They are confused. Ukuthi lo muntu wenzani? Lo muntu wenzani? Bakubona manje ubhizi ne-Easter. Ulungisela izambane. Ufaka istarch. Uyolindela the whole night waiting for ease, man. Ease entanga yakho. Oh, Jesus is going to rise. Oh, nonsense. Nonsense, brother, because it's just that abantu bezwe. When you talk about the spring equinox for the northern hemisphere, aligns with the 23rd of March. This is their real New Year. That's it. They are not telling you that. They are telling you about how the death and the rising of Jesus. And we are expecting to go to the moon, you know. Desperation of Christians. Ghana. There's this guy, though, then they pull him up. He goes up. Yes. Hey, you're trying to fit something that doesn't fit. Hey, Easter is supposed to be a spring festival for the northern hemisphere. Tina, we have no business. That's why we die so much during this holiday. You watch the stats after this nonsense here Easter. Because you are violating the natural law of your ancestors. They're looking at you and say, what foolishness are you doing? Huh? Because here, you are then welcoming winter. You're supposed to be now here, working with your mentor, skills to build your future. Oh, we're now celebrating the rising of Jesus. Please, man, let's stop this foolishness. And some of these things, you don't need schooling that much. You just need logic. Logic, simple logic. Huh? Why am I celebrating this thing? Huh? It's just that we've adopted imikuba that are wrong. And these are the things that keep us perpetually slaves. Because we seem to not have any philosophy of our own. So if you don't have, Judah uzozakuwa. Ugcine uthi I'm a Hebrew Israelite. Uzobe Islam. From today, so Muslim, whatever. Huh? Who's a lower Christian? From today I'm David. Where's the resonance there? Remember when we are born. What happened? That is how we got our names. Based on the incidents that were happening when you were born, your parents will give you a name that is associated with that. Makosativ, Swaziland. Got that name because on that day, that day, there were a gathering of all the leaders in Swaziland. That's why he was given that name, Makosativ. Because Baguna Makosativ in Swaziland at the time. So, Umtuana grows up with this name. It inspires them. You go give your child a name Zulinja. good dog. Now, the first name that comes, Dubulinja, how? And we are really writing that name. Huh? Who birth certificate of a child? They are transferring your anger now to a innocent child. Every time when people call that name, imagine the embarrassment he feels. Dubulinja. So please, that's why we're talking about the importance of renaming this continent. This continent must be renamed with the name that was given to it by the gods that gave birth to us. We are also gods. We have reincarnated. Remember, we don't die. Hey, so a person like me, like a guy, would tell me, hey, when we are like this and this and this, and this is exactly what your grandfather Wanbani was like. How do they know that? They see the behavior. Would you know this child is behaving exactly like Uncle Spanbani, Uspanban? Why? Because you have been reincarnated. You never die. Umatiwane, my king, never died. He always reincarnates amongst, his own children. And the sibona ngani ngezenzo zakhe lo muntu ukuthi inkosi yamangwane izelwe kabusha lapha. That's the only thing that gives us the proof. Ukuthi lo uzelwe endlini encane or indlu enkulu. It means fuck all. Ngoba yazalwa lapha endlini enkulu. Kepha ubheke i-behavior of that person. Huh? Uzothi wena, I know, mina, Shukuti, I have a divine right to rule. And to be poti. Now look, course. Uyinkosi wena kepha ehambi ipoti. Baze bakushaya ngeimpama bazi. We are in the land because you don't have a divine right to sit on the throne. So Bonangawe, your actions will tell us more about yourself. So you must never push for anything that you are not. And there is still also, of course, that's the truth. Please don't want to be that unless you were born for it. Otherwise, you'll go crazy. I've seen people who have been sitting on thrones. They are mad. No, seriously. It's not true. You see by their action. Well, yeah, that's not normal. A king never behaves or a queen never behaves that way. So, even the vibrational frequencies on a daily basis, which is why sipahla on a daily basis. Siyapahla. We raise the vibrational frequency. You are raising your vibrational frequency so that you connect with those principles. Because these principles are alive. These are elements that are active in our universe. Amshab. Alifat. Akeb. Ampetigat. Anut. Isikhathi ke ukuthi sengejeni. Hayi sondelani. Itulo's name. Let us engage. If ukhona unombuzo or a comment, please let's engage. Thokoza.
Thokoza mina bengikhona ukwazi ngenkqubo ye-university. How far is it? Because I heard online ukuthi there's an institution coming. And I haven't been keeping tabs on how far is it. So into endikhona uyazi.
Thokoza. I-university njengoba sishilo last time. Sizoyilauncha immediately after it. Immediately after the 21st, we'll be launching university. So that, okwamanje, focus is organizing isilo sikaNomkhubulwane. And just on that issue, yes, Lilo sikaNomkhubulwane, the event yeNdlovukazi, the event that should be led by iNdlovukazi. Yizo kumele zisiphahlele. Thina singamadoda, we don't have a right to communicate noNomkhubulwane iNdlovukazi ikhona. So siyacela iNdlovukazi ezihambayo zizile. Zizile nangenkulumo. Ungakhulumi kakhulu. The whole 7 days. Oqasulayo nje umbuke uyele. So that you never raise your voice, and that will lead to lowering your vibrational frequency, so that you arrive there. Sifuna ukuthi mesibuya lento siyoyiphahlela. Sibone amasonto esha. Angisoshisa amabhayibheli. So uNomkhubulwane kumele azibonakalise ngokuthi something must happen mesibuya. And iNdlovukazi yizo who are supposed to lead us. Thina siyingane kuyiNdlovukazi. So therefore, we don't have that divine right over iNdlovukazi. So siyacela ke makhaya. Yes. Immediately after ilentuzi isleep. Then sesiya launch. Maybe a week after that or a week and a half, we'll be ready because the content says loaded. It's right there on the system. It's just for us to start. Umbuzo. Oh. Ndlovukazi. If kukhona abantu abakhona ukuthi bahambe Sunday, that will be nice. That will be nice so that, and I would encourage ukuthi sikhempeni la. Abantu bangafiki in the morning because we know they want. They will make us leave here at 11. And that will be too late. So bega nje letende uze with your camping thing ngubo yakho. Because uzodinga nale. Silala la. Amazi ngini.
Thokoza. Yomkhulu athi Sunday kuna bazohamba Sunday. So place yana different seats. If you are interested to come next week on Sunday, so let's pray for abantu abayisigamani. Thokoza.
And then you know, and you organize everything. Last time 16 away the do trailer. Please take charge. Please take charge. I can't be doing all these things by myself. I mean, such a simple thing organizing the transport. The transport siyazi yeza kepha yizi no trailer. Yonke into ibhekele umkhulu kanjani. A simple thing organizing the trailer ezofaka yonke lento siyidingayo. So please ngiyacela. Let it be a responsibility ya wonke umuntu. And the mawubona kunento wrong, ungalokhu criticize. Do something. Ungalokhu criticize. Why bangenzanga lokhu? We are not helping by doing that. Do the right thing what is supposed to happen. And the message figure, can we work in unison? First things first. And the conscious, we are inviting people into our own space. Ye two are supposed to appear. Not even appear. We have to be professional. You can't invite abantu then. Abantu kuze kuware bona ukuthi awumaritende wayingani. It's not right, man. Yekani ukuba passive. Then you are passive, then the next thing niloko ni appointer. This didn't happen right. This didn't happen right. Why? Because ninalo moya eninawo ngaphakathi. Unity. What we are trying to build for the rest of the world, it has to start here. Kungangixeki because angibonanga. Help me ukuthi hayi mkhulu. Ngibona ngathi ukhohliwe lapha. Here is something I did. That is harmonious. Please man ngiyacela. Yes, everywhere we have to go, you have to beg people to set up izinto kanjani. Mesifika lapha siyazi what we're supposed to do. Let us do what we're supposed to do so that we look professional. Hayi ebantwini benyama kepha lo moya esizowuhlangabeza. Lo moya unconscious, the spirit is conscious, can see even if fake amongst us. That's why abantu abenza izinto ezimbi. When we from these 4 cardinal points, ubuya umuntu complain, "Hayi but ngibuye njalo, but this is what happened to me." Izenzo zakho. You didn't respect lo moya oya kuwo lapha. You can't go. Ubab Credo says, this is the pathway of our gods. So you've got to go there with such respect. Otherwise, uzoyithola lento oyifunayo. Bese kuthi hayi abantu base-GK bayaloya. Uziloya wena self by disrespecting le ndawo le. Ubab Credo said, if you visit these places and your spirit is not okay, don't go. Don't go. That's what he advised us on. Tina, because we are wise, mamela. We go and respect and show respect to the spirit that we are coming to receive. That is why I stay away from everything that is not supposed to happen there. How can you live here at home, your comfortable bed, you go and drink in such a spiritual place? What's wrong with you? Why don't you just remain with your drunkenness? This is how we are getting messed up in Singapore. We don't respect ourselves. Because when you disrespect Moya, you are disrespecting yourself. Ngiyacela Maketa, please. Please, asisebenzisaneni. Look, EGK, the great empire of Kemet, is a platform for all of us. For all of us to grow and produce either a service or a product. This is the platform, this is the umbrella for everybody. It's not Mkulu's thing. It's not my thing, Lando. So don't ever adopt an attitude with I'm cool. As an example, go Pugi Tramla last week. Well, Kesha offered to do whatever. But there isn't even an idea about the money that is supposed to replace what is broken is weird. All of us are just leaving everything to Mkulu. Then you want to have a say in the running of EGK. How is that possible? How is that possible? Yonki ndo imele mina, nandi tram. I had to pay. Ibuya below man. So please man, iba nobuntu, even if you keep it 10 rand, uyibonile lento ukuthi iphukile. And this is an instrument that puts us in that high realm. Isigubhu mesingekho akunamoya. So why must it be my responsibility only? Please, Maketa, please. Thokozini. Sevan. Ukhona umuntu. I see welcoming Indlovukazi. Sinendlovukazi namhlanje. Kade yasigcina Indlovukazi ushambeni. Thokozini. Hand of God. Mama way. The initiative that we are taking, she didn't adopt a stand to go to high life. They are going to make me suffer and be hungry. She saw the movement that challenges the system for the benefit of the majority. She joined the movement. Despite her condition, she's suffering like all of us, and yet she is one of the greatest people South Africa produced. But now, our people don't take care of themselves. All the people that have stood for us, where are they today? Not only Abu Mam, where are the soldiers? Huh? They are in a kuku. Abantu that sacrifice their lives. They are living in squalor, and yet the colonizer is sitting comfortably in a double story. The very same people that made this country be where it was. She's one of them. Thokoza Ndlovukazi. Siyabonga uza nethimba lakhe. Uza nethimba lakhe. Thokoza Ndlovukazi. And the man umbona yazi ngiyambona manje akasasho ukuthi ubuyile. Hawu Ndlovukazi thokoza. Hayi siyabonga nabo. Bangeza ubuhlungu besilokho sikhafula naNdlovukazi. Let's look careful about our sentiment, because if we are confining this pain that we feel as a black people, we will all go mad. So we have to talk about this thing. And unfortunately, sometimes kuba nabantu ababuya ngaphandle, and asikwazi vele ukuthi sisilent. Kumele sikhulume into kumele sikhulume, so that tomorrow there is genuine harmony among the races of the world. There should never be a race that is considered as the lowest of the low. Thokozini. Thokozini. Solomon siyavala. Sinikezela benku. Oh, thokoza.
It's not a question, actually. It's an add-on what you've just said, to change the name of the Afrika. I think, Nati, especially to the ones who have not yet had babies, stop naming the children with the Peter, Samson and stuff. I think to balance all these things going forward. And again, Ndlovukazi and our America. And I think maybe you can also suggest that to our brothers and sisters that side, to say Professor James Small. Apparently, he's got this roots in Central Africa. And then if maybe people like that, you can be able to trace their roots somewhere in Africa. Just maybe to try to get their name within their origin of the countries where the ancestors they were before. They were taken as slaves then. I think that again, because now why I'm saying this in full, you want a book to have a book like you have mentioned some other books. They are all English names most. Then it's gonna be difficult for the Africans just to suggest there and then to say, this is our black brother who wrote this. The author was the black brother. But if they have the African names, it will also encourage, you know, the African people to say,
No, we are right.
yeah, if maybe we can also try to
No,
say
you're right.
about the names
No, sure.
to be heavy African.
No, sure. I will tell you a campaign that we were planning no Mamuini before she passed away. She was willing to lead a campaign to remove the name Winnie in her ID and leave Nomzam. Meaning Gucci, she wanted to encourage all black people to drop these English names. You know, and it's a campaign that we have to do at some point. All black people drop these English names because they don't know what that name comes, what curse comes with that name. And another thing, when I say in what you were saying, we're talking. And there was an umbono ukuthi besesikhuluma ngawo vele umbono kusuggestion ezengayo ukuthi kumele wonke ama-Americans aze la, right, bazothola amagama amasha, but akwazi uthola igama elisha ungathulwanga. Mele all of them must bring a goat, all of them. Hey, all of them. They must bring a goat here, Sebastian, and reintroduce them to the ancestors again. That was brilliant, Ken. We need to open the whole of the continent. All black people have the right to be here. There should be no passport or borders. As long as you are black, you have the right to be in Africa. So that's a campaign when I catch into Vugazi so Kulmanai Uguti actually not only into Vugazi but for Nabo James Small will be having a conference Nabo soon. So that is Pachele Uguti Tina we are ready to do the ritual for them. The only thing they need is a goat. So start the goat business now. Don't say we didn't tell you. Start the goat business now because we don't want to source those goats from Labantu Laba. We must get them from you. Like now, the people who dominated the industry, Amapunu, every weekend, Amapunu ashi imbuzi la. Ushulwa imbuzi. Imbuzi ezala kangaka. Ufuya imbuzi. So that we know that every time we buy, that money empowers a black person. So, siyabonga Khetho, siyabonga. Into besikhuluma isifana umoya uyahlangana. Shokuthi isenjalo. Inkulumo manje when I have a conference with all these people, abomfundisha bokabakamene and Dr. Chaka. Dr. Chaka is the one who's requested the interview. And Dr. Chaka is linked to all of them. So he's going to organize the conference now, so that we address this issue. Kenyindo, I was saying to Amakesa last week, when they spoke about uDr. Umar Johnson. Niyamazi? uDr. Umar Johnson, mina, I met him a long time ago. Khona la. He was brought up by Empress, from Ethiopia. Khona indlovukazi ila elentuzele yovini. Into esenza sihlukane. It's me saying to them, there's no point for you to be pushing Pan-Africanism because it's something that has no structure, it has no roots on the continent. I said to them, all of you must be fighting for the revival of the African kingdoms. So that, because that is a tried and tested system of governance of the continent. Okay, fine, you get a liberation by pushing this Pan-Africanism. What are you going to call that? What are you going to call that? Pan-Africanism as a concept of socially conscientizing people. It's a good thing. But it can never be a governing system. Because the root of Pan-Africanism, it is the Western system. Kwame Nkrumah spoke about Pan-Africanism. Guguti is already allowed the Western system to perpetuate. He then rises and says Pan-Africanism. But the link is there. We don't want that mess. So what we want to be revived here is the African royalty. Of course, not here all these concepts. Black consciousness is good for conscientizing, but it can never be a system because it has no roots on the continent. Please let us be clear about that. So that is how we differ. Until today, there's still never a relationship amongst ourselves because I'm there steadfast. The only form of governance Africa knows and they need is African royalty. And they're not fake royals. We know fake ones. All over the continent, we know all of them. We have a list. Oh, this one was put by the British. Oh, this one by the French. Oh, this one by the Boers. All of them, we know them. And we know the original families who are supposed to rule us were overpowered by the Midrand. So please, Maketa, let us. Yes, Nyamuzwa Ulendu. You see, there is a problem when you initiate something and there isn't a clear future of the destiny. What is your destiny? That's where you need to start. Where does this train finally stop? It can't stop in Pan-Africanism or Black consciousness. Because there's no rail line that is called Black consciousness. It's a way of conscientizing people. And the Yasuga Kumakaska, it's from the US. It's not original here. When Monk and Abandu were now conscious, listening to Abu Makaskavi, that's when they brought this foreign concept here. And the Tina Besingazad, as they adopted as we were growing up, wearing a t-shirt with a fist. But in a way, the person who was able to use that fruitfully, Umama can say, Utieti machine. Utieti machine use the Black consciousness to mobilize all of us to revolt against the system, and we did successfully. But Utieti never said that a Black consciousness is supposed to then rule. It was a way of waking us up. Wake up from your slumber, eternal slumber. Say Vala. Say Vali. Say Shab. I have to sing.
Thank Hallelujah. Oh